Eli realized he needs Bobby, and Bobby realized he needs Eli. And I think that's what made it so magical.
Yeah.
And then when they realized they had to have each other,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're going into. And yet they still are at each other's throats, but at the same time they have each other's backs. And I think that's just a magical piece right there.
That is a cool piece to their relationship, that
Yeah.
they are sort of emotionally dependent on each other in a way, yet also kind of hate each other at the same time.
What's going on, everybody? This is Andrew Jacob Brown, Confound Productions, and this is Actors on After, not to be confused with Actors on Actors. I am here with my co-star and very, very close friend, Jason Haines. Say hello.
Hello.
And, man, where do we begin? It has been
Before.
2 years. Before 2 years. So it's been 2 years since we shot Before It Happened.
That's wild.
And you moved right before we shot.
I moved right before it happened.
So to clarify, he moved from Oregon, which is where I lived, to Alabama, which is where we both live now. And there's a whole story there. But I made this cat fly all the way back out to Oregon to shoot this movie with me. So, man, I'd like to revisit that time, because to me that was a special time for me. Like, we didn't know we were going to do this TV series. Like,
Yeah.
so I'd love to hear just a little bit from you, like, since we haven't done this yet. Like, what do you remember about that time, shooting that movie?
I mean, a little bit before that, I remember the happenstance of us even meeting. And it was just, we had a mutual friend and said, you guys got to meet because I was an actor and you're producing stuff. And then did the first movie with you, Family First.
That's right.
And had a great time. And then felt God calling us, like, to Alabama. And I'm like, I just met this guy. I just got my guy. And now we're moving almost all the way across, about as far away as you can get.
Yep.
And so I was bummed, but then was able to come back and do Before It Happened, and it was great. I didn't have a job yet here, and so timing wise, it was perfect. I was able to come out there. Like I said, took my daughter. She got to hang out with her friend. They actually went on a skiing trip themselves to Central Oregon, and I stayed at their house and did the filming with you. Saw some family in the middle there, and it was fun. I just had a blast. I got to grow my beard out. That is not my normal.
That beard makes the character. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. So I just got to let my beard run and kind of my hair a little bit, and not the way I normally look. So that was kind of fun too. I enjoyed letting the beard.
I know some people right now might be like, "Wait, was that the guy?"
Yes. This was just
This
a
is
while.
Bobby Whitmore.
I had a beard for 3 or 4 years since COVID. I had a beard until about 2-3 weeks ago. I just like, you know what? I'm gonna shave it off until we start filming. I'm gonna shave it off.
Yeah, man, that was gosh, Before It Happened. Like, and you're right about everything you just said. So the way we met was God breathed. Like, I needed one last actor that I was trying to cast for Family First, and then we meet Tim Weathersby. I do, and through my daughter.
Shout out to Tim.
A little shout out to you, Tim, if you're watching. But that was how you and I got acquainted. Got in touch and stuff. And you're right. Like, I remember when we had that Starbucks meeting.
Yep.
Right before you're gonna move, and I was entertaining moving too, but I was like, I don't really know where I want to move to. And then I kept going, Alabama. Like, what in the world is there?
Nobody moves to Alabama.
Yeah, nobody moves to Alabama. Don't move, by the way. So if you guys are thinking about moving here, it sucks.
No, it's terrible.
But I pulled the trigger, and then 2 years later, I'm actually here. And so, but I remember when we made the movie, when it was all done. And I know you were busy because you had a lot of stuff going on with family, and your father-in-law and your mother-in-law, moving here and stuff, and that was a lot going on in your life. But I remember talking to you daily. We had a stretch there where I was like, "Hey, what do you think about TV series?" And you're like, "Yeah," because we were we were going for it. I mean, we were trying Angel Studios and we were trying Pureflix, and nothing was taking. And then it eventually kind of just went away, and I was like, I'll just make a couple of movies, keep going, and then I do remember the comments. So when we got it distributed and it was on Christian Movies Channel, all of a sudden we were getting views, and they were just. And I was like, dang, I mean, I think we had 250,000 views in before the
It
month.
happened quick. I know we got to
like,
300 quick.
Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And then that's when we knew, hey.
We got some.
We might have something here. You know what I mean? So, but I had a good time, man, when we were shooting.
It was a blast.
It was such a joy just getting up every day. Like, because we had a stretch there in those 9 days, I think, for your shoots.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chris Lowry, who's back at home, if you're watching, Chris, shout out to you. He had a lot of the scenes too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically the first half of the movie's you and him, right?
Yeah, the first half,
roughly
quarter, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and then you come in,
and then I come in and take over.
But I have to say, I want to say that the chemistry that we had, it was so good for me. I mean, I loved it. And that was like a treat for me. You come from a background where you've been acting.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys don't know that. I don't know if you want to share a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it for a long time, and I did a few little plays as a, 5th, 6th grade, school plays and stuff. I was in choir, which was the worst. I remember somebody said we should take choir. I had a buddy doing or something. You should take choir, and not this really acting, a little bit, I guess, and they made me a soprano. When you're in 5th grade and they make you a soprano,
that voice that you have right now, I can't picture that.
It was a little bit higher. I guess. Mrs. Deaver, God love her. Okay. But so I did a little bit like that, and then I got an agent in Eugene in college, and I did a couple little, got a little car lot commercial and did some little stuff like that, but then I took theater, actually, at the University of Oregon. Before that even, I had to take a speech class. Second year of college, at community college in Bend. And I was really stressing about it, like just talking in front of people. And somebody said, you should just take an acting class, and then it'll get you in front of people a little bit. And that's when it really was
that's when you got bit by the bug.
I really like this. This is really fun. And I took acting 2 and acting 3, and then I finally took the speech class, which still sucked. But and then I just kind of kept going and did a lot of theater. I got a theater degree at Western Oregon University and had a lot of fun there. We had a great group of actors there and a great director.
I remember you telling me that was kind of the glory days for you a little bit there.
Yeah, kind of. It was, I got to play some starring roles. I got to play Tom Joad in Grapes of Wrath, and which was very cool. And I got to play the lead in a play about the guy that kidnapped a Lindbergh baby, Charles Lindbergh.
This one was Lie Detector. I know that was a movie you did.
Lie Detector was a local guy in Oregon who was, what was the connection? His sister was good friends with my mother-in-law. And so that was the connection. I was a production assistant, was what I was hired to do, and ended up getting a couple little bit parts in there. And got on camera a little bit. It was a second AD towards the end there. I think their second AD quit, and I think they were running out of money or something. I did it for free.
The story of filmmaking,
Yeah. That's one
you
guy.
go knock on your neighbor's door. Hey, you want to be an actor?
Yeah, right. That's my second AD.
I've done that one time.
So it's just kind of been a series of that, and then I didn't do much until you came along. I'd done a little bit of voiceover stuff, some children's stories and stuff with a guy from church back in Oregon, and which is, I think, kind of gone. I don't think you can find it anywhere, but that's when I started doing voiceover too, which I do a little bit now.
Yeah, you are doing that very well.
Yeah, I try.
No, listen, this guy, he has the voice for it, for sure. And you've already done a few truck commercials that they're not real truck commercials, but you did it. Yeah. It's kind of like some promotion stuff, and I think I was like, man, this is right up your alley. So if you guys are watching, and you need a guy that could do some voiceover for Toyota or something, just
yes, Toyota would be awesome.
Yeah. But you did do. I can't go without saying. But you did do an episode of Leverage.
No, it was
You
an
had a
episode.
couple lines there, and that was
Yeah.
going to bump you into SAG. But then you made a shift, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I kind of just got tired of auditioning, really, and not getting anything. I was working in downtown Portland, and Leverage was being filmed in Portland, and got on there one time. I got almost got on Grimm, which is also being filmed there. Would have been a shadowy guy with a horse and an eye patch.
Oh, you had a role that.
I didn't get it, but I forget. I think because I wasn't in. I was SAG eligible, but I didn't want to pay the money to join.
Man, it's even more now.
I'm not sure that even had a line, but it would have been cool.
Yeah.
So I toyed around auditioning for commercials and stuff, and I really just kind of got tired of that.
Yeah.
Of I don't know, you feel like dance monkey a lot, until someone came along who was just like, I'll cast you. I mean, I think I auditioned for you, sort of, but I forget now.
For Family First, no, because sorry, you didn't audition.
based on reputation at that point.
Because at that point, I was just like, again, I wasn't. It was volunteer actors, and okay, I know what you're talking about though. We had a lot more rehearsals for that one.
Yeah, we did.
So
yeah.
that's what made that gold, is because when you came, I remember telling John and Chris and I think even Brian, I was like, hey, I hired an actor, a real one. They were like, oh no, we're gonna do some rehearsals right now. Like, yeah, he's coming down, so you guys better. He's gonna make you guys look bad. So they really put the pressure on him. But no, doing that opening scene for the bar of Family First, that turned out really really
That was
good.
a fun scene to shoot.
So that is a money scene, but yeah, I remember that. That was.
It was fun for me to play because I was playing around with. Not to give anything away in the movie, but like if you watch the movie, there's a little bit of a twist, and so I got to play off of knowing that twist was coming, and there's some.
Yeah, you're a twist character.
If you rewatch that scene, I'm trying to do a few little things. Hopefully you can see it. But.
No, it was money. I'll never forget. I know we can't give it away, but that scene there where that was all you know.
That was fun.
At the end there, and. But back to before it happened, that was at the end of Family First, and I'm like, I know what I want to do. Because I felt like, for me, I was like, man, Jason really proved himself to me. I was like, this guy's got chops. This guy's the man, you know.
And we connected too.
We connected, and it was, and that's everything. As
with Chris too.
Filmmakers know. Oh, Chris too. Yeah, like the trio was great. Like the three of us, and Brian coming into. He was in every film. But yeah, me, you, Chris, really we vibed. Coming off Family First into Before It Happened, a lot of the same actors. Mm-hmm. And so it was nice to see that you and I connected to the point where I was like, man, I really want to work with Jason. And I want to do something where I'm actually in these scenes together. Because we didn't do that in Family First.
No, so I mean, my character especially was very serious. Well, the whole thing's pretty serious.
My character's kind of, butthurt the whole time. So we didn't really have that moment where we could really feed. And I went to the drawing board and wrote it up, and I just thought, man, this is gonna be gold. And it was. I think it was.
We had fun.
I mean just
the car scenes,
arguments, the two different the personalities, you know.
Yeah.
And so that is what I'm excited about, because going into After, it's based off these two characters. Not to give away what Before It Happened, what that it is, but these are the two remaining characters going in, and the thought of creating a series around these two characters, but bringing in a multitude of characters, like a real television show, like shows we grew up watching, where we see drama, and where people can feed off those lives, those characters, and hopefully have an impact on people.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I mean, some of the characters you've written are. I mean, there's almost a little part of me that's like, man, I wish I could play that character. Unfortunately, I'm not a girl, so.
Yeah, fortunately, you're not a girl. Yeah, some of those female roles are great.
Yeah, you've written some good new characters, and some good stuff for you and I too. I mean, you'll see at episode 1 comes out. My character comes, Bobby. Comes right out, just barrels of guns ablazing, with some acting. I mean, it's gonna challenge me a little bit, which I'm excited about. It's
Oh
gonna be
no,
fun.
I know what you're talking about. That scene you're talking about. But listen, I know this guy. He's humble. He undersells himself. But I know you're gonna kill it.
I can't wait to try.
It's gonna be fun. So
And to play out, you alluded to like the fun we had shooting before it happened.
yeah,
The scene I was just telling someone visiting from California, some family, and I was telling them they hadn't seen it yet. I was like, I showed it to them. You got to go on Amazon and rent this thing and watch it. And I was just telling about the fun we had in the car scenes that we were just sort of ad lib. I mean, some of it ad libbed, some of it, the game shop, the video game shop. I mean, we were just
there was some improv in there,
kind of having some fun
and it worked. It was something, and one of them was your idea. I know which one you're talking about, in the car scene there, and it was the scene where it was right after the fight, and you go, "I knew you were a lock." That whole scene. I don't want to, you guys can watch it, but it was that scene, and I remember we both played on that, and it worked. And I was like, I'm keeping that in. That was just
well, and you played off of me. You just kept playing off of me, like rolling your eyes, and
I was like, "What's wrong with you?" It was just we worked.
Would you relax? I made an extra $3,000 on you, on top of the 6 that I just gave Phil.
You placed a bet?
Of course I did.
What is wrong with you?
Dude, you were a lock. I knew you were going to win.
You're killing me. How much time I got?
Looks like we have exactly, oh, you know what? The extra hour that you so skillfully negotiated for us. Nice work, partner.
Who's got the other card?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I sold
What
it
do you mean you don't know?
Well, I sold it online.
How are we going to get the other card, Bobby?
Okay, all right, good point. Let me think.
As far as before it happened goes, that was magic. And one of my favorite scenes, though, I think was that fight scene.
Yeah.
Not just because
Your fight?
I was in the fight, but because there was that moment we had all those volunteers, and I was like, okay, and we were getting stock sound, and we were the crowd sound, and I remember that one moment where I looked over at you and I'm like, can you believe they're doing exactly what I say right now? Because that was a big moment for me. Like, I was directing like 30 people at once, and I was like, dang. And then you got to be kind of a rebel in it. And so the line that you had, I swear, I wrote that, man, and you delivered it, was stop blocking with your face.
Eli, hey, stop blocking with your face.
Stop blocking with your face.
in fact, my kids say that sometimes.
Do they?
Just randomly, they'll say, "Stop blocking with your face."
I don't know where I got that from. It was, I think it was Rocky. Just my uncle said it one time. We were watching a Rocky movie, and it seemed like he was blocking with his face, because that's what Rocky does.
That's what it looks like.
Take 1,000 hits, wear the guy down, then try to knock him out. But it worked, and it was the funniest part of the whole movie. Like I put it in the trailer, and that's all people saw. It was like, stop blocking with your face.
Yeah, I saw that in the comments on YouTube.
Maybe we'll have to revise that one. I don't know. What are you looking forward to the most this after?
I haven't been on set since doing Before It Happened. I've been in my little booth by myself a lot doing voiceover, but
Think you forgot how to act, maybe?
no, it's like riding a bike.
I think so.
Mostly. I mean, for the most part, I think it is, but I mean, I think we'll probably do some rehearsal. We've talked about that. That'll be good, but I'm excited to be on set. There's always that part of it is that energy. Especially like the first day or two, or we're starting a new big scene, and I'm excited. I love that energy. I've always loved whether on stage or on camera, or whatever. I love the collaboration. I love getting to know everybody. It's always sad. It's always sad when somebody's wrapped and they're gone, or when the whole thing is wrapped and it's over. It's just always. Well, I can remember I remember the last. It's been a long time since I've done stage and that I've done like a real production on stage, not like Bash Church Productions. The one, those were okay too, but it was with a full curtain coming down and the whole thing, and there's something about it. I was counting down like 3 performances left, 2 performances left, and I still remember the last time that last curtain came down, and I teared up. It's the same.
It's over after everything you worked hard for, right?
Yeah, and that one was and now I'm done here. I'm moving on. And I'd done a bunch of shows there, and And so it's the same. It's the same on a movies. When you get wrapped on a movie, or when a movie is wrapping, like it's okay. Now that season's over, and it's kind of cool that we get to revisit some of these characters, and I guess probably not the same people, but other than you and me.
Well, no, but what's kind of neat though is I think this is the beginning of something great.
Yeah.
And Lord willing, I think that we can really go far. I mean, I think that we'll shoot our 8, we'll get it out there, and if anybody knows me, I like to keep going and too stubborn to quit unless the Lord tells me
It's the Energizer Bunny right here.
But I see at least 3 seasons going.
And you're only 62?
62 years old?
Yeah.
Close, no. I mean, I'm starting to feel 62. 44, for all you all wondering out there. But yeah, that rap party. So I'm used to being behind the scenes and doing all the work and directing with the team and the crew, and it's like, it's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
And so when it's like, hey, we've wrapped. This is the wrap, What did Caesar call it? He calls it the martini shot.
Oh yeah.
Calls it the martini shot. Yeah, got to get that martini shot. And so I don't get a chance to enjoy it.
Right.
I don't think. I mean, we always get our meals and we hang out and chat.
Mm.
I do enjoy it, but I didn't know what that felt like until I jumped on the Feed to Death movie.
Mm.
Because that was one of the first times I got to do an entire feature where I was just an actor.
You were only acting, yeah. It's different.
And I did.
You're only thinking about one thing.
Yeah, and
Pretty
I
much.
did feel that.
One role.
So when it was done, it was like, oh, I've been spending a week with you guys. I mean, I was literally spending a week with them. Like we were at James Chick's, who was the director of Feed to Death. We were at his property, and it was like I was staying in his place, a trailer, and we had other actors staying there, and we'd get up every morning, and we'd have our morning coffee and breakfast and talk scene, and then get into it. And when that was over, it was like, oh. And then you didn't see him until the premiere.
Yeah.
And people deal with that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the
the
world
life.
you live in. Even up
Yeah.
to the Hollywood level, that's what they
Yeah.
do. They see each other, and it's like, oh. So, hopefully,
We'll get to come back and revisit all this. I mean, who knows what characters will be coming back every season, but if we get multiple seasons. When we get multiple seasons.
that's true. When? Start saying when.
I'm excited. I wanted to say, I'm excited to see you because I call this guy Slash. I forget who the football player was. I think he played for the Steelers. He was like, he could play quarterback and running back and receiver, and they called him Slash. And that's what I've called this guy because he does it all. He acts, directs, produces, he writes. He's doing it all. And sound and makeup sometimes. And lighting.
He's a true artist.
So I call him Slash, but I'm excited to see you get to shed at least a couple of those roles. You've already written it, and I think you're going to direct it. It sounds like so, but like at least have some of those other roles taken care of so that you can focus a little more. And not that you were, I don't think it affected your performance or anything. It'd just be nice to see you get to act with you, and you get to only think about that. And it'll be cool to see that. So.
Yeah, I fell into that. I mean, I just fell into it, literally. My story is like writing. Did that a number of years. Pick up the camera, start acting, and it was like, hey, you know what? I should just keep going. And it was just like, you fall into it, and you're like, wow, you can't get out of it because you know how to get it done from start to finish.
But I was praying for you. I didn't know it. I was like, God, send me somebody who's doing all that other stuff I don't want to do. Just so I can just show up and act.
You did kind of share that with me. No, he's not kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You're not kidding.
Because I'm not good at that stuff. I'm not good at the organization, and I can help with stuff, and I'm willing to work and get my hands dirty, but I'm just not a writer.
Let me say this.
That stuff.
Let me say this because, out of all honesty, like I prayed for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like for you, I prayed for guys like you, like Caesar Kalo, Tom Michael Mulligan's another actor.
Yeah.
I've gotten closer to him. Tony Cottle's a guy that's going to be a part of the crew. These are guys that I prayed about that would come in my life and kind of help me because everybody needs help. You can't, even though I appreciate what you're saying, I do have this ability to do all these things, but it's a lonely lonely world.
It's a lot. I mean, you're
Even as an actor, as a lot of you actors watching, you might say the same thing.
Well,
It's
yeah.
a lonely world.
doing your auditions from home now, and not even going to some casting agent's office. You're just in your bedroom against a wall now. Like it's, and I don't do a lot of that at this stage, right? I don't know. Maybe I will again, but at this stage, I'm not doing a lot of that. I'm not trying for that, but it's
so
weird.
It's so out there.
It's always been weird.
You call it. You have a nickname for it though. We call it
alternate Hollywood.
alternate or alternative. Which one?
Yeah, alternative Hollywood. Yeah,
Alternative
that's what we're working in now.
Alternative Hollywood.
It's kind of down here in Nashville, Atlanta.
It is.
Well, Atlanta's kind of got a foot in both, I think. But yeah, we're doing this with some actors who have walked away from Hollywood. Some actors that are like me, who were like, I almost moved to LA at one point. My wife had found us an apartment. We were getting ready to book a U-Haul, and I was like, we're still in Oregon, and I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to move. I don't want to live in LA. I'll visit LA, but I don't want to live there.
So, the character of Bobby Whitmore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell them just a little bit about your character, maybe your take on it, and what you're excited about?
Man, I'm excited. I'll start there. I'm excited because Bobby's a freer version of me. I walk through my life pretty uptight, and Bobby's just a little more loose and freewheeling, like a guy who would grow his beard out like that. And I just would never do that. Although I guess I did, but only because it was COVID and I was working from home, and nobody really saw it until they saw the movie. And my family, my wife hated it, but hated that beard.
The wives, they put up with it so much.
Yeah, but I'm excited to play that kind. He's a little more freewheeling than me, and maybe even delve into that a little more. And he's and I'm looking forward to delving a little more into his. He's got some troubles, and he's got some past and some past that I've not experienced. I mean, everybody's got their past, but he's dealing with some demons that I've not had to deal with. So I'm excited to kind of dig deeper into that and play with that. I mean, there's some pieces here in season 1 where like there's multiple demons kind of colliding at once in him and around him. So I'm excited about that, and I really truly am excited at the interplay between Eli and Bobby and their relationship.
They really need each other at this point.
Yeah, they're really all
Like in real
that the other
life.
has. They truly like have no one else. At least at the start of
Yeah, because it is taking place 2 months right after the first movie.
after it happened.
After it happened. Yeah, and that's a great assessment of what you're saying. I know that Bobby, I was thinking about, when I was writing before it happened, I was thinking about Eli and I was thinking about Bobby, and I was like, I need somebody to get under Eli's skin. Because Eli is a guy that his gift is aggravating people to get information. So you see that in the pizza scene in the very beginning of before it happened, where he's just aggravating this guy because he's just trying to get in there, right? Mm-hmm. And you see it later on, and you see it throughout. But when he interacts with Bobby, it's like you're the one person on this planet
Where the roles are
that can reverse.
The roles are reversed,
and
yeah.
that was what was cool about those two characters.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not to give away the movie, but I can just say this, is that Eli realized he needs Bobby, and Bobby realized he needs Eli. And I think that's what made it so magical.
Yeah.
And then when they realized they had to have each other, that's what we're going into. And yet they still are at each other's throats, but at the same time they have each other's backs. And I think that's just a magical piece right there.
That is a cool piece to their relationship, that they are sort of emotionally dependent on each other in a way, yet also kind of hate each other at the same time.
And they like brothers.
And they kind of have such a huge mutual past, and they've done so much together, and yeah, I mean that relationship is cool, the way you've written that, and the way it played out as we were filming, because I think it changed a little bit from the way you wrote it, a little bit, because I did a lot of ad-libbing, as we said, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, come on, if you can't,
it was fun.
be a little loose to make something better, I'm always
Yeah.
open to that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love doing is as long as you don't get carried away.
Yeah,
I've seen that where people get every take is something different. Like, guys, I wrote that for a reason. That has to
Yeah.
be said. It's information.
Like working with Robin Williams. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Robin, rein it in.
I'm not that zany.
I hope not.
I know I look like it, but
No. So the rest of the cast, you read the whole script, right? You read all 8 episodes. So knowing some of the people, like Caesar, he's going to be a riot.
I haven't met him in person. I've met him on
That's right, Zoom.
on Zoom, but I have not met him in person. I'm excited. I've heard so much about him.
He's going to be a riot
Yeah.
to have because he's kind of that comedic guy. And but I mean, let's see, I think that's the only one you really know that you've met.
I almost feel like I know Tom because you've talked
Yeah, I've
about him
talked
a lot.
about Tom
but,
a lot.
I'm excited to meet him.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm excited to meet everybody. And
Yeah.
I forget the guy who's playing the sheriff. I'm blanking his name.
the sheriff, Rick Bickle.
Bickle, yeah.
Rick Bickle.
Got to meet him briefly on the Zoom
I
call.
love Rick, man. Rick, if you're watching, I love to say your name.
It is. That's how I said. Like,
Rick.
I think before you called him on the Zoom, I was sitting there and I said, he sounds like a race car driver. He's got to be a race
That's
car
right,
driver.
he does. Sounds like a race car driver. You are responsible for helping me with getting Terry Bonds.
Oh, yeah.
Terry Bonds play Lucy.
I'm excited to meet her, too.
I'm excited.
We
for
have
you
a
to
cool
meet her.
scene together. That's
You're
gonna
gonna
be-
like her.
That's going to be a great scene. That'll be a lot of fun.
Amazing human
As an
being.
actor.
Sweetheart, heart of gold. Definitely a great. We can't go without saying this. The message behind what we're doing, the most important thing of what we're doing, because this I've been telling a lot of everybody I've hired on, they all know. It's like this isn't about us.
Yeah.
This is the one thing that I'm doing, the
About
one
that.
project
Right there.
where I could say it's not about us as actors. It really is not. It's not false humility. It's the truth. Like, I decided like I could make feature films all day long.
Yeah.
But what do they mean in the end? And you could make a faith-based movie, and those are great. But I just felt the need. I was like, you know what? This one here is something I could retire off of, whether it goes somewhere or not.
Yeah.
Because it's not about me for the first time. It's like putting in a performance, doing the gifts that God gave us, and then creating a great story for people to enjoy and learn from the characters and be influenced by these characters. Because we got real characters. I mean, if Bobby plays this guy that gets in a real low place, and he runs from his problems, and then he gets caught up drinking, and then there's a guy with a drinking problem.
Yeah.
We got other characters that have been abused. We got other characters that have anger issues, and there's just so much that I think they could be influenced. But
Yeah, you've done a good job of that. Like every character's unique and got their own thing, and I mean, it's true in life. We're all battling with something.
because I didn't want it to be, and I'll say it again, I didn't want it to be the Andrew Jacob Brown or the Jason Haines show, because that's not what this is. It really is a series based off multiple characters in what they're doing and how they come together and how they transform, whether good or bad. So
I'm excited.
hopefully it just promotes the gospel message well. That's
Yeah.
what we want. That's the most important thing.
I know I had pondered at one point, like, and I know you've read the Left Behind series, and
My favorite.
And I remember reading or listening to him. This great voiceover guy, Frank Muller, who has passed away, but he got in a motorcycle wreck and had brain damage and then passed away. But he did all of Stephen King stuff, and then ended up doing the Left Behind series. And
On like ebooks or something? Is that what you mean?
it was like books back then. It was books on CD.
Yeah.
Or that's what I was listening to. And he was the first one where I was like, "Ooh, I could do this. This would be fun to do the voiceover thing." And but I remember listening to those, and there's a part in that's the whole Left Behind series where there's a pastor who's left recordings. I think if I remember right, or something like that.
Okay.
And they're referencing them.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this series.
Okay.
Like even if this went nowhere,
Yeah.
but there's someone finds some, and Jesus returns. We're all raptured.
Yeah.
And someone finds these recordings of this show, and it was like, "Here's eight seasons of what we can expect."
Hey,
or
that
some
could
version
be,
of it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they could say the same with Left Behind books.
Yeah. If I said that wrong, forgive me, anyone who
No.
loves that series. It was something like that, but
No, you made a great
or a
point.
pastor who left some recordings or some writings that they referred to, something like that.
It's funny because you brought up the rapture, and I do want to say something about that because we got people watching that come from all different kinds of views,
Yeah.
and they get all kinds of upset. And I like to say it's not an essential doctrine.
Right.
Like when God's going to come back, where the rapture is placed. We can agree to disagree. It's okay as believers.
You can debate it
But
all
what's
day long.
funny about it is I like to say nobody gets upset when they watch an alien movie. Nobody gets upset when they watch a Bigfoot movie. I was in a Bigfoot movie. Nobody gets upset about ghost movies, and whether those are real or not.
Or Harry
But when it comes to rapture, it's like, oh, that rapture's not real, or it's not placed here. It's placed here in the Bible, or when it's going to happen. And it's like, guys, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
And I want to say that for the audience, like, don't miss the point. If you have a different opinion on the rapture, that's cool, man. We welcome you. But the point of this is just the tribulation period and leading people to Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's it. The Bible does talk about that. Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We know that tribulation is going to happen. The Bible says that. It says it's going to be a time like no other.
Yeah.
And there's going to be hard, perilous times. The Bible says that. And we're to watch, wait, and be ready. The Bible says that. So if we just focus on that and just enjoy a good ride in what we're trying to do here.
This is one possible scenario out of
infinitive
number of possible
and
scenarios.
like my old pastor says, when you get raptured, you'll change your notes on the way up.
Yeah, right.
Just a little joke, just a little humor. All right, last but not least, what is your favorite movie that you can watch over and over? It doesn't have to be your favorite movie, but one that you'd pick today you can watch over and over.
I get laughed at a lot when I think you know.
I might know.
I've told you.
You say it.
I mean, I am a child of the 70s and 80s.
Okay,
And
tell them.
that ages me. Smokey and the Bandit. Burt Reynolds and Jackie Gleason.
Smokey.
And truly, the older I get, Jackie Gleason. I mean, I loved Burt Reynolds. I wanted to be the Bandit when I was a kid. I had a bandit hat and all that stuff, but Jackie Gleason just knocks it out of the park. He makes that movie, his character. And the more I've gotten into acting, the more I've seen that. As a kid, it was all about the Bandit. But growing up as an actor and everything, watching Jackie Gleason and that, and then reading about it, knowing the things that weren't even in the script, whole scenes, whole ideas, like him having his son in the car with him, that was not in the script. That was Jackie said, I need a son there that I can play off of, someone that I can just make fun of, and I could. In fact, I might go turn that on right now.
Right, as soon as we get done here, we're gonna go watch Smokey.
I could watch the Smokey and the Bandit, not the sequels. The sequels are a little trashy, but. The second one is kind of okay, but they get worse and worse. But Smokey and the Bandit. Back at you.
There it is.
Favorite movie. Rocky is a close second. Rocky is like right.
You're gonna reverse it on me.
Rocky's right there for me.
One that I can watch over and over again. Oh man, that's I have to cheat because I can't give you one.
Yeah,
all right.
It's hard to pick one. But.
I'm a Mel Gibson fan, so. It's a tie, and it is a tie, and it's The Patriot and Braveheart. Those two.
Yeah, those are good.
Any of those are on, I can watch it, start to finish.
I need to go rewatch The Patriot. It's been too long.
They're both so good. Patriot's probably got the edge just because there's a lot more emotions with these characters and what they went through. But both those movies move me.
Those are good.
Okay, last question though. I was going to ask you
for real last.
If we were to get any actor. Any famous actor today in the After series that you want to act beside and do at least one scene with, who would it be? Has to be alive today.
Alive today, so I can't pick Burt Reynolds.
Can't be Burt Reynolds. Can't be Jackie Gleason.
Or Jackie Gleason. Ooh, that's a toughie too. Man,
male or female, doesn't matter.
Any actor. So, man, the first one to pop in my head, and it would be an interesting, religiously, it would be interesting conversations.
Okay.
It was Tom Cruise. I mean, I've loved so many of Tom Cruise's movies, and I love just his presence and energy in every movie he does. He is all the way.
His movies are great. I like that you pick somebody who doesn't believe what we believe.
Yeah, that would be fast. It would be interesting
Because
conversations.
you're talking about somebody you'd love to act with. I think that's amazing. I like all his movies. I do. I'm a big fan.
I don't think, and no offense if Tom watches this, Tom,
Tom,
but
we're
I
praying
think
for you.
I think there's better actors, but I think Tom is top notch, and he always looks like he's having the best time and giving it everything he's got. Yeah. And I just appreciate that, and
Nice.
and I've loved so many of his movies for sure.
Tom Cruise. All right. Okay, Tom, if you're watching,
What about you?
you gonna do that
I
again?
gotta switch it on you.
It's Denzel Washington.
Ooh.
He's my hero.
Ooh,
He's
I
one
want
of
to
my-
change mine now.
He's
Ooh,
one of
I
my-
just got goosebumps.
Yeah. He's
Denzel, come
He's
be
one of
with
my
us.
heroes. That's
Yeah.
You know, and then Mel Gibson's up there too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Mel Gibson. But I would have said, 5 years ago, I'd have said Mel Gibson. Today, it's just I don't know what it is, man. I've been on this Denzel kick for a while.
I just watched the
And,
Equalizer trilogy that he did, and those I hate Denzel's. Now I want to change my answer.
there's
I
stuff
want
that-
Denzel.
Stuff that this guy does in a scene,
Yeah.
he's just so magical. For instance, he's Equalizer 3. You're gonna nerd out, I'll nerd out. Equalizer 3, because it just came out. There's this scene. He's sitting there and he's talking to who's the blonde actress again?
She's been around forever.
Oh, come on, you guys
Blanking her
know.
name.
I forgot her, but
Yeah.
he did that other movie, was it Man? Not Man Apart.
Man on
Man
Fire?
Apart?
Man
Man
on
on Fire.
Yeah.
Man on Fire. Same gal.
Is she in that too? Yeah.
What is her name? I'm drawing a blank,
Jeez, I
but
can see her face.
he's in this scene and he's
Child actor.
messing with his tea bag.
Yeah.
And it was
Which
how
he does throughout the trilogy, but
Yeah, it was how he was delivering those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this thing where he said he was dabbing
Yeah,
the
he was
tea
dabbing it.
with his lines.
yeah.
And then that last line he delivered it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's Denzel being Denzel. Like that's not something that's in the script, and that's
Yeah,
what
no.
he does. He does that so well. And if you're not an actor, guys like us, you're not picking up on
Yeah.
that. But that's what I'd be intimidated. I'm just gonna say
Oh,
it. I'd be
yeah.
intimidated. And he's
Yeah.
probably a teddy bear, but you get him in a scene, he's just, man, I'd fall apart. That man. But I'm up for that challenge. Denz, are you watching? Can I call you Denz for short?
Denzi?
Denzi?
I wouldn't say that to his face, but
Oh, that would be fun too, because I know he's got a martial art background.
does it? Oh, jeez.
So him and I could spar.
Yeah, you could spar. Yeah.
All right, that's all I got, man. Anything last you'd like to say before we go?
Just thank you. I'm thank you to God for putting us together, and thank you for the opportunities throughout. And I'm excited, and everybody come along for the ride. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to get on set and start putting this together.
Me too, man. Me too.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you guys for watching Actors on After, not Actors on Actor. See the little spin I did there? Until we see you guys in the next video, thank you guys again, and God bless you.